man. Thank you for tapping in. So, it's your boy Town. All right, so as you guys know, I participated in a webinar conference call. In case you guys don't know what a webinar conference call is, for people that cover boxing and all that kind of stuff, for the most part, credentialed media, you know, even though it ain't no guarantee you gonna get credentialed for that fight, the question in, which kind of makes me mad. You know, they had these dudes on here for 45 minutes and stuff, our best, and then they pick 2 or 3 guys, and then they get to ask like 5 minutes worth of questions, which, you know, like I said, the next time I see these people, I'm gonna complain about that, because that's not fair. Everybody should be able to get at least one question in. If you're gonna invite us in, at least let us get one question in, you know. But nevertheless, I got a lot out of it, and I got enough material to where I'm gonna post some videos up, you know, breaking down what everybody said, what Sean Porter said, what Steve Breadman Edwards said, what Virgil Hunter said, and what Kell Brook said. They all had very interesting takes in regards to, you know, the upcoming fight between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. And everybody was breaking down, you know, the fighters. And as you guys know, Kell Brook and Sean Porter been in the ring with both Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. So they basically was giving their assessment. But something in particularly that made me pay close attention was what Virgil Hunter said. And now I see people copying off of me, because keep in mind, I was the first one that put the video out, where Virgil Hunter was just talking about, you know, Terrence Crawford. And, you know, he revealed some information saying that, you know, Amir Khan shouldn't have took the fight with Terrence Crawford because he the same after the Canelo fight, and that took a lot out of him, and he didn't fight for a couple of years, and, you know, this, that, and the third. You know, at the end of the day, this is just real talk, and I have to keep this a buck. You know, you just have to tell the truth. To a certain degree, it could be some legitimacy to it, and then to a certain degree, it could be cap, because, you know, Khan had fights after Canelo, and there were fights that he won. Then he had, I think, a fight or two after Terrence Crawford. He fought Kell Brook, he lost. Because if that's the case, keep in mind, Amir Khan got knocked out in the first round by Prescott, a guy that Terrence Crawford, like, dominated. And then, you know, he had got stopped by Danny Garcia. You know, then he bounced back and won some fights. Then he took the Canelo fight, which I think he went up 2 weight class, 147 to 160, or it might have been at a catch weight. I can't remember. But nevertheless, he didn't fight Canelo at 147. So, you know, and I know Virgil Hunter might be like looking out for his guy because he trained Amir Khan for years, and he, you know, he probably got love for Amir Khan, because listen, I done met Amir Khan in person. I interviewed Amir Khan when they was training out of Virgil Hunter's gym. I don't want to say where it is, but, you know, it's somewhere in the Bay Area. But I met Amir Khan. I talked to Amir Khan, and Amir Khan is a nice guy. Amir Khan is really a nice guy, and he's a really likable person, because you really see what somebody is all about when you talk to him before you interview and then after you interview, and you get a feel of him. And I found Amir Khan to be a decent person. But it gets to the point sometimes when you hear people say that, it come across as, you know, people saying, I'm not trying to use that as an excuse, but then it looks as you trying to use that as an excuse. You know, we all do it. We all do it as media people. We do it as fans of boxing. and say, yeah, but this happened, yeah, but that happened. And I mean, it's human nature. It's human nature. And I didn't like the idea of Amir Khan, basically going up that far and waiting. And this is why, like I say, they have weight classes for a reason. Now, we all knew, and here's the thing, though. It was funny when we were analyzing this fight. When we first heard that Canelo was going to fight Amir Khan, let's just face the fact. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, didn't think that fight was going to end other than the way it ended, in which Canelo was going to brutally knock Amir Khan out. We all knew it. We all knew it. We wondered why. And this makes you, like I say, question Canelo. And this is why we circle back to Canelo about his career choices. It was no reason for Canelo to fight Amir Khan. Just like it was really no reason for him to fight Josito Lopez. He made him go up and wait. So this is why people criticize Canelo and say the things they say about him taking advantage. But yeah, Amir Khan did sign the contract. It might have been a money grab for him, but nobody thought that Amir Khan was going to win that fight. When we were doing shows and stuff in the early days, nobody thought Amir Khan was going to make it all 12 rounds. Nobody. It wasn't about if he was going to get knocked out. It was about when he was going to get knocked out. We all was thinking that Amir Khan would get knocked out somewhere between, I think, the fourth and maybe the ninth round. I think I picked Canelo to stop Amir Khan maybe in 8 or 9 rounds. And I can't remember what round Canelo knocked him out. I think it was either the 6th or the 7th. It was one of them rounds because that fight was a while ago. I haven't watched that fight in years. So that's where it get to the point with Virgil Hunter. You just be like, okay, Virgil, you making some points, but it just come across as, yeah, you trying to discredit Terence Crawford. And I did a video, and I know how predictable the Errol Spence Fun Boys is, because I know they gonna take that video and they gonna run with it. See, watch. Don't even go on the news channel. You know who gonna do it? The usual suspects. The Errol Spence Fun Boys and go, see, this is what I'm saying. Oh, it was a cherry pick. Amir Khan was a cherry pick. And you constantly have to remind people, well, Amir Khan didn't have to be the opponent. Because at the end of the day, they wanted to fight Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia turned down the fight. Danny Garcia turned down the fight. Took less money. So at the end of the day, we can sit up here and play these games about, well, who Terence Crawford should have fought, didn't fight, but most of us know the truth. Now, we know it's people that hate Terence Crawford, that hate any other promotional company except the PBC. And I laugh at the fact these people cater and cape for the PBC and they ain't on the PBC payroll. And then, like I said, apply for a PBC fight and see where your caping ass get media credentials. But then they get mad at me when I point this out, and then they try to play that on code, or you know what I'm saying, don't do this to a black man and all. Man, if, like, for real, stop it. But it was an interesting assessment by Virgil Hunter. But like I said, when you just think about Canelo, like I said, this is his MO. And this is what he's trying to pull with Jermell Charlo. And like I said before, I don't like to get mostly invested in all this kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, I do hope this backfires on Canelo, and I hope he loses. Now, a lot of people are asking the question, well, if Jamel wins the fight, does that elevate him to number one pound for pound best fighter in the world? Well, that's a legit argument. That's a legit argument. Because if he's already undisputed at 154. But if he goes up 2 weight classes, beats Canelo, and then he's undisputed at 168 and 154, which he would have to immediately make a decision on where he gonna campaign at. Would he go back down to 154, which I think once Jamel moves up to 168, I hear this fight may be at a catch weight of 165, but nothing's been confirmed. So if it's at 165, in all likelihood, unless the other sanctioning bodies say it's okay, then that means Canelo's titles won't be on the line. Which that would make Canelo look even more weaker. And for the people that keep saying, oh, you just don't like Canelo, I just don't like when he pull these kind of moves. You just have to call it out. People just gonna have to accept it. That's the difference between me and other people on here. I don't sit up here and just cater to a certain audience because they want me to say what they think I should say. That's gonna make them feel comfortable about what fighter that they root for. That's not me. That's just not me. And I just not built like that. But yeah, we don't know for sure what are the details because they haven't really gave us the full details of what's gonna happen with this fight. You've been hearing that it's gonna be for undisputed, but then now you're hearing that it may be at a catch weight of 165. So we gotta see. But I do have to say this about Canelo. It's just laughable, and because I needed to feel the need to respond to this because for some reason now people got this notion that Andre Ward and Max Kellerman got fired because they quote unquote was hating on Canelo. And I'm trying to figure out what's hating on Canelo. There's a difference between like hating on somebody and then just critiquing them. Me, I critique people. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do have a little bit of resentment for Vasyl Lomachenko because, like I said before, he never apologized for basically laughing and you know what I'm saying, and celebrating, extensive celebrating when Adonis Stevenson left on a stretcher and was in a coma for a while. And then people tried to lie and say, well, maybe Lomachenko didn't see it and it was a damn TV screen in the room where you could see what was going on in the arena. And then, once again, I have to say this, the so-called pro-black, you know what I'm saying, power to the people media didn't say nothing. Stayed silent. But they got all the smoke in the world for Terrence Crawford. You know, calling them all them names and stuff. I mean, if you don't like Top Rank, then how you a Lomachenko fan and all that stuff? So, you know, when I saw Lomachenko do that, I just never, you know, I just was cool on him. And I would have an issue if a black fighter did that. If you know what I'm saying, a white fighter got put in a coma, it come to a time you got to show some dignity. You know what I'm saying? A dude leaving a stretcher, you got to be like, okay, it's the hurt business, I understand, but at the same time, you know, you can't be over celebrating. You know, got to make sure he okay. So for those who think I'm doing it just because Lomachenko did it to a black person, well, it's some truth to that because I am black, and I told you I'm not gonna be made to feel guilty about it. But at the same time, I just believe in dignity. So I would have had an issue if a black fighter had did that to a non-black fighter. Like, hey man, you gotta chill. You know, he got carried out in the stretcher. You know what I'm saying? Just wait. You know. So I'm just 100. I'll call it right down the middle when it comes to stuff like that. Just chill. Wait till the dude okay. If he get up, go say good fight. But if you see the dude unconscious and look like he, you know what I'm saying? Chill. But I gotta say this about Canelo because the Canelo fans are remedial to a certain degree. Andre Ward and Max Kellerman didn't have nothing to do with with Canelo. They got let go because ESPN was trying to cut costs. So for the people that's pushing that rumor, you guys are morons. And you are full of it. And you don't know what the hell you talking about. And then not to mention, Andre Ward's contract was up. And you had already heard months ahead of time that ESPN, ABC, Disney was going to cut like 7,000 jobs. They had some cuts earlier this year. I think this is the second wave. Then they're going to be one more wave. And then I guess for now, they're going to leave people alone for now. And that's just real talk. But to sit up here, and I was laughing at the fact that people was actually thinking that Canelo could beat Andre Ward. Andre Ward is one of the greatest fighters in the last 30 years. He retired undefeated. Don't matter whether you think he lost that first Sergey Kovalev fight, he didn't. But he retired undefeated. Nobody beat Andre Ward. But for people to think that Canelo could beat Andre Ward, Canelo was clout chasing when he was saying Andre Ward's name. And then when Canelo got his bluff called by Andre Ward, and Andre Ward said, okay, say my name and I'll come out of retirement. Well, Canelo was like, he was stuck. Because Andre Ward would have beat the holy hell out of Canelo. And then Canelo said, oh, Andre Ward a bully. Oh, he was too big for Canelo. Then you would have had an excuse. But like I said before, y'all think it because he stopped Sergey Kovalev in a suspect fight, in a fight that he was losing, that he really could beat Andre Ward. When I say Andre Ward would have beat, when I say it would have been a one-sided ass whooping, I'm talking about it wouldn't even have been a competitive fight. It wouldn't even, when I say it wouldn't have been a competitive fight, it wouldn't even have been a competitive fight. It would have been a one-sided fight, and Canelo probably would have quit on the stand. He would have quit on the stool. Or Eddie Reynoso would have said, all right, he beat you down too bad. We gon', you know what I'm saying? Canelo would have been damaged. Andre with too much skill, too big, too strong. He would have neutralized everything Canelo would have tried to do. And like I said, when I say that, you know what I'm saying? Canelo might have denounced. Just talk how bad he would have got his ass whooped. Because that's what he do. He look for an angle, and then he tries to, you know what I'm saying? He always looks for an angle. Always looks for an advantage. And he tries to take full advantage of it. And then he have his fans talking about, well, he's the A side and all this stuff, and he's the cash cow. Okay, that's cool. We understand that to a certain degree that an A side, which I think is kind of mythical, may have certain demands that want to be met. But when you sit up there, you trying to control somebody's weight and all that kind of stuff, just like what he tried to do with Badou Jack, then you can't say somebody is an all-time great. But like I said before, I do hope the Jermell Charlo thing like backfire on Canelo, because that's gonna be the greatest joy if not only do Canelo lose, but if Jermell knocked Canelo out, that would, that would be like the greatest joy ever. That would be the greatest joy ever. Now, am I going to that fight? I don't know. Probably not. But I may send depending on Kobe's schedule, I may send him there. I may pay for him to go there because I'm not going there. So, but I'll watch it. I'll watch it though. I'll watch it. Because like I said, that'll be my greatest joy, seeing Canelo lose a fight for basically trying to, finesse somebody. And the thing is, I'm different from other media people. This is why, to a certain degree, some people respect me to the fullest extent. Some people don't like me because I go directions that other people are afraid to go. Like I said before, a lot of these dudes that have been sitting up here trying to justify this fight and trying to logically justify this fight, you just not being truthful. You sitting up there, how is Canelo daring to be great by fighting a dude that has never had a fight at 168 or 160? But then he did it to Amir Khan. Amir Khan never had a fight at 160. He did it to Josito Lopez, who never really had a fight at 154. And Josito Lopez looked all fat and pudgy and out of shape. And like I said before, keep in mind, Canelo might be getting a little long in the tooth. Because Canelo didn't look that good in his last fight. I mean, this is a dude that struggled to take out a dude that had, where he had a ring the size of a Cracker Jack box, and he still couldn't get the dude out of there. Well, it doesn't matter how you feel about Jermell Charlo, because I think to a certain degree, those sentiments are, those are probably a lot of people. But I don't want to get into that. But that particular day, yeah, I'm gonna be rooting for Jermell Charlo that day. And even if Canelo does win, I'm not giving Canelo credit for that fight. Jermell get credit for taking that fight, but he's gonna be a heavy underdog in that fight. And like I said before, well, let's say Canelo stops him. Well, let's say Canelo wins. Isn't he supposed to win? Like I said before, nobody could challenge me what I said. Well, like I said, if Terrence Crawford defeats Errol Spence, then like I said, he might as well fight Tank. I mean, he might as well fight Tank. That's why they have weight classes. He might as well fight Tank, or he might as well fight Pitbull Cruz. Because I've been checking my boxing facts, and I'm gonna tell you the odds are not in favor of Jermell Charlo, because they have been fights where dudes won fights where they jumped up one weight class, but I cannot find any knowledge or information of a fighter that's ever won a fight that had to jump up two weight classes. So in reality, it's highly unlikely that Jermell gonna win that fight. He may not get knocked out or anything because he's not accustomed to the weight. Canelo may just outbox him. But then again, Jermell say he walk around at 180. But it would be so funny, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Jermell hit harder than Canelo. But it would be funny if Jermell lands something and it hurts Canelo really bad, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, if Canelo loses to Jermell Charlo after trying to finesse him, he should retire. He should retire. It's gonna be it's over for him. It's not gonna be no coming back, because one, you asked the dude to come up 2 weight classes. You try, and then I wonder if they're gonna try to, which in all likelihood, we know how Canelo loves to control people's weight. So it would be funny in all likelihood that this backfires. Let's just say Canelo loses the fight, he gets knocked out, and then he put a weight clause in the contract. So with all these stipulations, if Canelo still loses, he needs to retire. He needs to retire. And that's just real talk.